The soft hum of the cafe filled the air as you balanced a tray of steaming coffee cups, weaving through the crowded tables with practiced ease. The scent of freshly brewed espresso mixed with the buttery aroma of croissants, creating a cozy atmosphere that had become all too familiar during your long shifts. You had just sat down a late for an elderly couple when your manager, Mina, called out to you from behind the counter. Ryan, table 9 needs to order. Can you take it? She asked, giving you a tired but grateful smile. You sighed, wiping your hands on your apron before nodding. Got it. Heading towards the table, you put on your usual polite smile. Hi, welcome to. The words caught in your throat as the person at the table turned to face you, his eyes lighting up the moment they met yours. You felt an immediate wave of irritation wash over you, your shoulders stiffening. You again? You groaned, rolling your eyes dramatically. What are you doing here? The man leaned back in his chair, a playful grin tugging at his lips. What a warm welcome, sweetheart. You always know how to make a guy feel special. You cross your arms, narrowing your eyes at him. Special, more like stalked. You do realize showing up at my workplace every single day is creepy, right? He placed hand on his chest, feigning offense. Creepy, I prefer the term devoted admirer. Sounds much better, don't you think? You groaned again. No, I don't think, and for the last time I'm telling you, I'm not interested. He chuckled, tapping his fingers against the menu in front of him. Sure, but if you're not interested, why do you look so cute when you're angry? Your jaw tightened, and you glanced around, hoping no one was paying attention to your daily tormentor. Look, you said through gritted teeth, leaning in slightly. Just order your food and leave, please. He smirked, tilting his head. I'll have, what should I get? Maybe a cup of coffee? Oh wait, how about your number instead? You stared at him blankly. I will literally throw hot coffee at you. He laughed, clearly enjoying himself. Fiery, I like it. You rubbed your temples, patience wearing thin. Why are you even doing this? You don't get tired of rejection? He shrugged casually. No, you are worth the effort. You blinked momentarily, caught off guard by the sincerity in his voice. But before you could say anything, he leaned forward, lowering his voice. I know you think I'm just messing around, he said, eyes locking onto yours. But I genuinely like you, Ryan. 6 months, and I'm still here. Doesn't that tell you something? You swallowed hard, trying to ignore the slight flutter in your chest. It tells me you have way too much free time. He laughed again, unbothered. Guilty as charged. Then he winked. But seriously, if I annoy you that much, why haven't you blocked me from coming in here? You scold. Because I have a job to do, and unfortunately, customer service doesn't include kicking out persistent weirdos like you. Persistent? I prefer dedicated. And hey, he added, eyes twinkling with mischief. Maybe deep down you don't totally hate me. You pointed a finger at him. Don't push it. He grinned, holding up his hands in surrender. Fine, I'll behave. Just bring me a cappuccino and one of those chocolate pastries you like. You frowned. How do you even know what I like? He smoked, resting his chin on his hand. I pay attention to the things that matter. Your cheek heated slightly and you quickly turned away. I'll get your order. As you walk back to the counter, you heard him call out, Take your time, love. I'll be right here, as always. You groaned under your breath. Mina raised an eyebrow as you reached the counter. Your secret admirer again? He's not my admirer. You muttered, setting down the order slip. He's just annoyingly persistent. Mina laughed. Well, persistence is a form of love, right? You shot her a look. Don't encourage him. You could still feel his eyes on you as you walked, and despite yourself, a tiny traitorous smile threatened to form on your lips. The supermarket was buzzing with activity carts rolling across the polished floor and shoppers moving through aisles filled with colorful products. You were in a hurry, your phone pressed to your ear as you navigated through the aisles, trying to balance your conversation with Leah and the frantic cries of your 3-year-old brother echoing in your mind. Leah, should I take chips or banana milk? He's literally crying his lungs out. You asked, frustration clear in your voice as you skimmed the shelves. Banana milk, obviously. He loves that stuff. Leah replied. Okay, got it. You said, cutting the call and making a beeline into the dairy section. Your eyes locked onto the last pack of banana milk sitting lonely on the shelf. Relief washed over you as you reached out only to see a hand snatch it away right before your fingers could touch it. Your heart sank and you clenched your fist in irritation before looking up to see the familiar face that haunted you more than you would like to admit. You have got to be kidding me, you muttered, rolling your eyes. You again? Standing there, holding the banana milk with a smug smirk, was none other than John Jungkook, your relentless stalker. His dark eyes sparkled with a mix of mischief and something else you didn't want to name. Fancy meeting, you hear? He said casually, tapping the milk carton against his palm. You cross your arms trying to keep your temper in check. What are you doing here, and how many times do I have to tell you to stop following me everywhere? He grinned. Fate keeps bringing us together, don't you think? Maybe it's a sign. A sign that I should get a restraining order. You shot back, glaring at him. Now hand over the milk. My little brother is crying at home. He tilted his head, pretending to think it over. Tempting offer. But what do I get in return? You exhaled sharply, your patience wearing thin. How about I don't call security on you? He chuckled. You wound me, you know that? Why are you always on so mean to me? You scoffed. Mean? You're literally stalking me. You show up everywhere I go and it's getting ridiculous. He took a step closer and you instinctively stepped back, your eyes narrowing. I told you before, he said, his voice suddenly softer. I love you. I can't help it. Your jaw clenched. Love? You repeated, bitterness creeping into your tone. You don't even know me. You love someone, some imaginary version of me that exists in your head, not the real me. Stop following me everywhere, Jungkook. I'm not yours to chase. His face fell slightly, but he tried to recover with a weak smile. That's not true. I know you. I know how you always bite your lip when you are deep in thought. How you prefer banana milk over chocolate, even though chocolate is clearly superior. And I know that. Stop. You cut him off sharply. Just stop. This isn't cute or romantic. It's creepy, and honestly, I want nothing to do with you. You could see the hurt flicker in his eyes, but your frustration only grew. Listen, you continued, wise ma'am. I'm tired of you showing up in my life uninvited. I don't care how you feel about me because I don't feel the same way. I never will. So just leave me alone, okay? His grip on the banana milk tightened, and for a moment he looked genuinely heartbroken. His usual cocky demeanor cracked, revealing something vulnerable underneath. You don't mean that, he whispered, his voice barely audible. I do, you said without hesitation, every word of it. He swallowed hard, staring at you like he was trying to find some hope in your eyes, but you gave him none. A heavy silence settled between you before he finally let out a defeated sigh. Fine, he said quietly, placing the banana milk back on the shelf and stepping away. I won't bother you anymore. You blinked, a little surprised at his sudden compliance, but relief quickly followed, and you grabbed the milk without another word, turning your back on him as you walked away. You heard him murmur behind you. I guess I was never enough for you, huh? You didn't respond. You couldn't. Instead, you marched to the checkout, feeling a mix of guilt and relief. Your brother's cries were still ringing in your ears, but now so were his words. Maybe you were too harsh, but then again, maybe it was exactly what he needed to hear. Jungkook stood frozen in the middle of the supermarket aisle, the cold air from the refrigerators brushing against his skin, but all he could feel was the heavy weight pressing down on his chest. His eyes remained locked on your retreating figure as you disappeared around the corner, the banana milk clutched tightly in your hands. His heart clenched painfully. He had been prepared for your anger, your frustration, but not for the finality in your words. Boss, a deep voice interrupted his thoughts. Jungkook turned slightly to see his two bodyguards standing a few feet away, their expressions unreadable, but their eyes filled with concern. You okay? One of them asked. Stepping closer, Jungkook swallowed, his jaw tightening as he nodded stiffly. Yeah, I'm fine. The other bodyguard, Dean, exchanged a glance with his partner before speaking carefully. If you're fine, then why do you look like someone just ripped your heart out? Jungkook let out a hollow chuckle, running a hand through his dark hair. Maybe because someone just did. Dean sighed. Boss, why don't you just tell her the truth? Jungkook frowned, his gaze hardening. The truth that you have been in love with her for 4 years, not 6 months. Dean said bluntly, she thinks you have only been stalking her for a few months, but you have been watching her from afar for 4 years. You should have told her everything from the start. Jungkook clenched his fist. No, that would make things worse. Would it? He challenged. Or would it help her understand? She's angry because she thinks you are just some obsessive guy who popped up out of nowhere. But if she knew the whole story, it wouldn't change anything. Jungkook interrupted sharply. His voice was laced with a bitterness that made the guards fall silent. She doesn't want me in her life, and I respect that. I don't need to tell her how long I have been watching over her. Sam, the other bodyguard, crossed his arms. So what now? You are just going to walk away? Jungkook inhaled deeply, his shoulders squaring with determination. Yes, that's what she wants, right? She said it herself. She never wants to see me again, so I'll stop. Dean frowned, stepping forward. Come on, boss. We both know you are not the type of give up easily. Jungkook's expression darkened, his voice low but firm. It's not about giving up, it's about doing what's right for her. Sam sighed. And what about you? You have been chasing her for so long, protecting her without her even knowing it. Are you just going to pretend none of it ever happened? Jungkook's lips pressed into a thin line. His mind drifted to all those silent moments watching you walk home safely from university, standing in the shadows when you were alone at night, making sure no harm ever come your way. You never knew and you never would. He let out a bitter laugh. It doesn't matter what I feel. What matters is what she wants, and she made it clear. I am nothing to her. Dean and Sam exchanged another look, concern flickering between them. So, you are really letting her go? Dean asked quietly. Jungkook glanced at the ground for a long moment before looking up, his dark eyes filled with a mix of sadness and resolve. Yeah, I am. With those final words, Jungkook turned on his heel and began walking towards the exit of the supermarket, his steps heavy but determined. Sam shook his head. This isn't over. You love her too much. Jungkook didn't look back. It is over, he said firmly. I'm done. Dean and Sam trailed behind him, their footsteps echoing through the stores as they followed their boss out into the busy parking lot. As Jungkook reached his black car, he hesitated for a brief second, looking up at the sky. A deep sigh escaped his lips before he got into the car without another word. The city lights blurred in the distance as Jungkook whispered to himself, Goodbye, Ryan. But deep down, a part of him wondered, could he ever really let you go? The university corridor buzzed with students rushing to their classes, laughter echoing in the air. Yet, amidst the chaos, you stood still, your gaze fixed on the entrance gate. Your eyes darted back and forth, searching, hoping, though you would never admit it. It had been a week, a whole week since Jungkook stopped showing up. No more teasing smokes, no more taunting remarks, no more intense gazes that made your heart race. Despite your protests, you shifted your weight from one foot to the other, your mind replaying last week's encounter at the supermarket. The harsh words you would spat at him echoed in your head. Stop following me everywhere, Jungkook. I'm not yours to chase. You had mean it, or at least you thought you did. But now standing here, you couldn't help but feel the emptiness his absence left behind. Wyan, a sudden voice snapped you out of your thoughts. You turned to see Leah standing in front of you, her eyes twinkling with mischief. What are you doing here? She asked, her lips curling into a teasing smile. Nothing. You replied too quickly, averting your eyes. Leah raised an eyebrow. Nothing, really? She stepped closer, studying your face. Or are you waiting for someone? Don't be ridiculous, you scoffed, folding your arms. Her grin widened. Oh my god, you are waiting for Jungkook, aren't you? You rolled your eyes. Please, as if I would waste my time waiting for that annoying guy. If anything, I'm glad he's finally staying away. Uh-huh, Leah smiled knowingly. Then why do you keep glancing at the gate like a lost puppy? I'm not. You protested. I was just admiring the architecture. Leah burst out laughing. Nice try, but you are terrible at lying. She leaned in closer. Admitted, Ryan, you miss him, don't you? You sighed. Absolutely not. The guy's been behind me for 6 months, following me like a shadow, calling me princess, and driving me insane. I'm finally free. Leah crossed her arms. And yet here you are staring at the entrance like he's about to waltz in any second. You huffed. Okay, fine. Maybe a tiny part of me got used to his annoying presence. A tiny part? Leah echoed with a chuckle. Ryan, you practically had a meltdown when he didn't show up for a week. You groaned, rubbing your face. Look, I told him to stay away, okay? I might have said some things. Leah's eyes sparkled with curiosity. What did you say? You bit your lip. I told him to stop stalking me everywhere, that I didn't want to see him anymore. Leah gasped. Ouch, that's harsh. You sighed. I know, but he was being so persistent, Leah. I just snapped. Leah nodded thoughtfully. Yeah, but you didn't mean it, did you? You stayed silent for a moment before mumbling. I don't know. Leah tapped her chin. Did he say anything back? You swallowed, recalling the way Jungkook's expression had darkened. His jaw clenching in pain, he had simply nodded and agreed. Then you walked away without another word. That was the last time you saw him. He agreed. You admitted softly. Then I just left from there. Leah whistled. Damn, that must have hurt his ego. I didn't think he would actually listen. You muttered. Leah nudged you playfully. Guess you underestimated how much he respects you. You looked away suddenly, feeling a pang of guilt. I didn't mean to hurt him. Leah grinned. Oh, our tough girl is feeling guilty? Shut up. You grumbled, but your heart wasn't in it. Leah laughed. You clearly miss him, she said, grinning. Come on, Ryan, just admit it. You miss your scary stalker. You crossed your arms stubbornly. I do not miss him. Leah rolled her eyes. Then stopped looking at the gate. You glanced at it again, almost instinctively, and sighed. Fine, maybe I just got used to him being around. Leah smoked. That's what I thought. You roll your eyes, tucking your phone inside your bag. Let's get to class. But deep down, you knew Leah was right. Maybe you weren't as happy as you claimed to be after all. The dim glow of the living room lamp cast soft shadows across the walls as you sat on the couch. absent-mindedly, tracing patterns on the fabric with your fingers. Leah sat beside you, munching on popcorn, completely engrossed in the movie playing on the screen. You, however, hadn't registered a single scene. Your mind was elsewhere on someone you hadn't seen in 2 whole months. Jungkook, the name alone made your chest tighten. The once ever present figure who used to follow you everywhere, who annoyed you to no end, who somehow became the only thing you could think about now. Ryan, Leah's voice cut through your thoughts. You okay? You blinked and turned to her, forcing a smile. Yeah, just tired. Leah narrowed her eyes. Liar, you have been fidgeting all night, and you didn't even yell at me for stealing your chips earlier. You sighed, leaning back against the couch. It's nothing really. Sure, nothing. Leah scoffed. Spill it, Ryan. Something's off, and you are not fooling me. Before you could respond, a small voice echoed from down the hall. Nuna, you quickly got up and found your younger brother Jisoo rubbing his sleepy eyes at the door of his room. What's wrong, baby? You asked softly, crouching down to his level. I can't sleep, he mumbled. Can you sing to me? A fond smile tugged at your lips. Of course, let's get you back to bed. You led him to his room, tucking him under the covers and humming a soft lullaby until his breathing evened out. Watching his peaceful face, a pang of longing hit you. It reminded you of the nights Jungkook would linger outside your house, pretending to be casually passing by. But you always knew he was just making sure you were safe. You sighed and quickly shut the door before heading back to the living room. Leah was watching you expectantly, her arms crossed. You gonna tell me now, or should I start guessing? You hesitated before finally plopping onto the couch, burying your face in your hands. I don't feel good, Leah. Leah sat up straight. What do you mean? Are you sick? You shook your head, your voice barely above a whisper. I miss him. Leah blinked. Him. Then realization dawned and her eyes widened. Wait, you mean Jungkook? You groaned. Don't shout. Oh my god, Leah gasped dramatically. Ryan, are you serious? You miss your stalker? You sighed, rubbing your temples. I don't know when it happened. Leah, I can't stop thinking about him. Leah stared at you for a moment before breaking into a wide grin. You are in love with him? No, I'm not, you shot back too quickly. But even you didn't sound convincing. I mean, I don't know. Please, the denial is strong with this one. Face that, Ryan. You fall for the guy. You leaned back, staring at the ceiling. Leah rolled her eyes. I don't even know where he is, what he's doing. He's just gone, Leah. And it's driving me crazy. Leah frowned. Don't you have his number or something? You shook your head. I don't. I don't even know his full name. Just Jungkook. No social media, no contacts, nothing. Leah sighed. Wow, you really didn't plan ahead, huh? You groaned in frustration. I never thought I would need to find him. Okay, he was always there. Leah smoked. And now he's not, and suddenly you want him back. You shot her a glare. All right. Leah laughed, holding her hands up. So, what do you want to do? You can't just mop around forever. You bit your lip, desperation creeping into your voice. I don't know, Leah. You have to help me. I can't live like this anymore. Leah tapped her chin thoughtfully. If he's been a business guy like you say, maybe we can ask around. You groaned. Ask who? Hey, have you seen a tall, annoyingly handsome guy with the habit of stalking me? Leah snorted. Okay, fair point. But Ryan, you are seriously in love, huh? You exhaled sharply. Yeah, I think I am. Leah's expression softened. Then let's find him. You looked at her hopefully. You mean it? Of course, she said with a grin. No one messes with my best friend's love life, not even mysterious stalkers. You smiled for the first time in days. Thanks, Leah. She nudged you playfully. So, tell me everything. Was the last place you saw him? You bit your lip. The supermarket, where I told him to stay away. Leah face palmed. Ryan, you really made this complicated, didn't you? I didn't think I would miss him this much. You defended. Leah smoked. Alright, let's start there. And who knows, maybe he's still watching from the shadows, waiting for you to realize how much you love him. You felt your heart skip a beat at the thought. I hope so. Leah patted your back. Then we are on a mission. Operation Find Jungkook begins now. You couldn't help but laugh at her enthusiasm, but deep down you silently prayed that wherever Jungkook was, he was missing you just as much as you missed him. You walked briskly down the road, holding your phone tightly to your ear as Leah's frantic voice echoed from the other. Ryan, hurry up. Jisoo won't stop crying. He's asking for you non-stop. Leah huffed in frustration. I'm on my way, Leah. Just keep him busy for a few more minutes. You reassured her, your steps quickening. Better be quick or he's gonna flood the whole house with his tears. Leah warned before you cut the call with a sigh. Just as you were about to cross the street, something or rather someone made you stop dead in your tracks. Your eyes widened, heart skipping a beat. Jungkook. He was sitting in the park garden a few feet away, looking effortlessly handsome as always. His dark hair slightly tousled, a relaxed smile on his face, something you hadn't seen in so long. But the smile wasn't directed at you. Instead, it was for the girl sitting next to him, who suddenly leaned in and kissed his cheek. Jungkook's eyes widened, and to your utter shock, his cheeks tinged pink as he laughed shyly. You felt a surge of anger rise within you. What the? You muttered under your breath, clenching your fist. Without thinking, you stormed into the garden, your blood boiling with each step. Reaching them, you grabbed Jungkook's arm and yanked him away from the girl, glaring at him furiously. Where the hell have you been, huh? Do you have any idea how worried I was? You demanded, your voice trembling with both anger and relief. Jungkook blinked, completely taken aback by your sudden appearance. The girl beside him, now standing with her arms crossed, looked at him expectantly. Jungkook sighed and looked at you with those familiar, unreadable eyes. You are the one who told me to stay away from you in the supermarket. Why? So I did. Why is it bothering you so much now? You faltered for a second but quickly snapped back. I didn't mean it like that. I don't know, I was angry, but you just disappeared. How can you move on so easily? Move on? Jungkook tilted his head, his gaze piercing. You told me you loved me so much, Jungkook, and now you are here with her. You glared at the girl, who looked more confused than angry. Before Jungkook could respond, the girl scoffed and stepped forward. Excuse me, who exactly are you? Annoyed, you pushed her away slightly. Back off, this is between me and him. Jungkook's eyes widened. Wyan, he exclaimed, rushing to the girl's side, checking if she was okay. What's wrong with you? The girl looked at Jungkook with an unimpressed expression, folding her arms. Well, who is she, Jungkook? Jungkook rubbed his face in frustration before turning to you. I'm sorry, Nuna. Your breath hissed. No, Nuna, Jungkook sighed. Wyan, meet my sister, Jenna. Nuna, this is Wyan. Your face flushed in embarrassment as realization sank in. You swallowed hard and awkwardly bowed in front of Jenna. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Jenna rolled her eyes, but chuckled. Well, that explains a lot. You turned to Jungkook, still flustered. But why was she kissing your cheek? Jungkook raised an eyebrow. She's been doing that since we were kids. It's her way of showing she's proud of me. You let out a deep breath, your cheeks still burning. You quietly murmured, oh. Jungkook crossed his arms. Why do you care so much, Ryan? I thought I was nothing to you. You looked down, feeling a lump form in your throat. I was wrong. I was wrong, Jungkook. I shouldn't have pushed you away. He huffed. That's an understatement. Taking a deep breath, you finally gathered the courage to admit. I miss you, Jungkook. These 8 months have been awful. I realized I have feelings for you. Jungkook's eyes widened in surprise before a huge grin spread across his face. Say that again. You bit your lip. I have feelings for you. Jungkook stepped closer, excitement written all over his face. Come on, princess, say it. Say those three words. You smirked playfully, feeling a little bold. You stammered intentionally. I what? He asked desperately. I love. You looked down shyly. You love who, baby? I love myself. Jungkook's jaw dropped and you burst into laughter. He groaned in frustration. Why, Ian? Pretending to be serious, you gazed at him. Okay, okay. I love my best friend Leah. You teased again, giggling. Jungkook groaned dramatically. You are killing me, woman. Before you could say anything else, he suddenly pulled you close, his lips inches from your ear. His voice dropped to a dangerous whisper. If you don't say it, I might have to make you. Your eyes widened, heat rushing to your cheeks. Jungkook, seeing your flustered expression, he smirked smugly, saying, Gotcha. You swallowed and finally said it, looking into his eyes. I love you, Jungkook. His face lit up with joy. Without warning, he scooped you up and spun you around in excitement. Yes, finally. You laughed as he held you close, but you giggled, telling him to put you down. Not a chance. I have been waiting so long for this moment. He grinned, setting you down, but still holding you tightly. He grabbed your hand and tugged you forward. Come on, I want to show you something. You let him drag you out of the garden, your heart racing with happiness as Jungkook held your hand tightly, leading you towards an unknown surprise. You realized just how much you had truly missed him and how much you loved him. Meanwhile, Jenna stood there watching the two of you, hands on her hips. She turned to a random passerby. Am I invisible? The stranger gave her a weird look before walking away. Jenna sighed, shaking her head. So, my cold brother finally has a girlfriend, huh? What if I tell mom and dad? She shuddered. Nah, Jenna, what are you saying? He will kill you. Then, smiling to herself, she muttered, but I am happy for him. He's finally changing. With a satisfied grin, she walked away.